Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the meeting. Going to open with our initial administrative session. First, for the approval of minutes for the previous meeting, I need a motion to approve.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Seconds. All in favor, say aye. Any opposed, abstentions? Passes unanimously. And second, we need a motion to approve secretary's fees. Motion to approve. Who's that, Faith? Okay, Faith moves. I need a second.
10 seconds.
Jane seconds. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Any opposed? Abstentions? Hearing none, seeing none. Motion carries. Thank you very much. Okay, we're gonna stay right on track here. Welcome to the Zoning Board of Appeals for November 7th. Call's a little bit different, so if you can, please pay attention. First things first, once the call is complete, that means once I have called your item of business, the applicant or his or her representation will pass out any materials to Jody, our clerk, and those materials will then be reviewed by the board. So you're gonna give everything to us first. We're gonna review it before you start. Copies of those petitions should be distributed to the board members. After the applicant's presentations, all interested persons in favor of the application will come forward and speak. After those in favor have spoken, those in opposition will then be heard. The applicant or his or her agent may then address the comments made by the opposition, by those in opposition. Second, this meeting is being taped as required by state law. It is important that we be able to understand the tape. Therefore, only one person may speak at a time, and that person will be acknowledged by the chair prior to speaking. Anyone who speaks must come forward, speak into the microphone, and give his or her name and address. We welcome the comments of all interested persons, but we must exercise discretion in making sure that your comments are on the point, and if you are too far off the point, we reserve the right to restrict your comments at any time. Third, applicants and interested persons may remain in attendance after the public hearing for the administrative session to find out what was decided. Or you may call the zoning office tomorrow morning to find out what was decided. Fourth, if an application for waiver is granted, the waiver is not valid if the notice is not recorded. The applicant must bring a check in the amount of $60 made out to the town of Fairfield to the zoning office on Wednesday or later following the meeting for proper recording of the notice of filing. Any waiver involving construction of a new dwelling, an addition or exterior alterations will require an as-built survey prior to an issuance of certificate of zoning compliance and a certificate of occupancy. The expectation of decorum is as follows. There may be people here who disagree with you. Those people have the right to speak. Should anyone here disagree on anything, we will hear them. We will give them the same respect afforded anybody given a presentation. What we as a board are here to decide is specifically tied to your property. We are not here to settle neighbor disputes. We are not here to talk about lighting. We're not here to talk about additional traffic concerns. There are specific boards that represent those different issues. We are here to decide on the hardship of your issue, whether or not we should grant a variance based on that hardship. Do not be afraid if you are not familiar with what your hardship is. There are people on this board who are quite adept at helping you flesh out your hardship. The more you understand, the better off we will be. And in case you haven't noticed, I'm moving fast today. So don't be nervous. We'll be ready to go. Help you through what needs to be helped. That, we're gonna start with number 1, 309 Roland Road, map 182, parcel 22, petition of Nicholas and Amanda Morgan for a variance of the zoning regulations, section 5.2.4.3, to reduce the side setback for an accessory structure greater than 15 feet in height from 10 feet, currently 4.3 feet, proposing 4.3 feet, and section 5.2.5 to increase the total lot coverage from 20%, currently 19.1%, proposing 20.4%. Permission to reconstruct an existing garage with stairs and a finished second floor. Premises is A zone.
Hi, good afternoon. I'm Alyssa Kent. I'm an architect helping the Morgans on their new home, or new to them home at 309 Roland Road.
I need your address as well, please, for the
My
record.
address is 186 White Oak Road. And thank you all for serving the town and this important board. So the Morgans bought this house this summer, right? There's an existing garage at the rear of the property that we initially thought we'd be able to maintain, but for a variety of structural reasons, it's been determined that the best thing to do is to take it down and rebuild it with a second floor so that Nick can use that space for virtual tutoring for the most part in an office space. We're also proposing a bathroom up there. And the hardship in this case, so as you described, we're looking for relief from the side setback. It's currently 4.3 feet. We're still gonna build it at 4.3 feet from the side setback, as well as we're slightly going out over lot coverage, mostly due to the exterior stair that now needs to access the second floor. And the hardship in this case is that the minimum square for this A zone is 75 feet. This lot is 55 feet. And we're particularly infringed, as you can see on the survey, in where the driveway location is. It would be incredibly difficult to move that garage any further, screen left, north left, and be able to navigate properly the driveway with the vehicle. So that's the basics around it. If you want to walk through any pieces of the plan, it is unique that the Morgans are looking to actually use this mostly as storage, 2 separate storage spaces on the first floor, but with an easy adaptation back to a traditional garage. We are using a staircase and providing some storage under that staircase for bikes and beach chairs and things like that. The stairway goes up to the second floor, which has a small coffee bar, office space, and bathroom. And you have the
Oh, yes.
neighbor appeals.
Right, I have all of the neighbors who are adjacent to us signed, except for one who was never.
You just have to
Sorry.
step up, introduce yourself, name
Sorry.
and address. That's okay.
I'm Amanda Morgan, the homeowner, address is 309 Roland Road. And I have this petition from all of the adjacent properties. One of the neighbors was not home every time I went, but so I don't have that person's signature as far as I know, only because they weren't home, but I do have the other 4 properties signed on here.
Give those down to Jody, if you would. You're all set. I'll open up to questions from the board.
Why did we pull that? It's just office space.
It would be, if we're gonna put in a bathroom anyway, it's not that much extra space to make a shower up there as opposed to making it only a powder room. While we're doing the work to put it in on, we might as well.
Nick also likes to use this Peloton, so
Oh,
the ability to have that up there. Makes sense.
And then my other question is, you don't have the stairs are not covered.
Aesthetics mostly, yeah. There's some, obvious concerns of snow and things like that, but
Yeah.
no, we're not gonna cover them.
So just to point out, this can never become.
Correct. Yeah,
We're not.
as the current zoning allows, yeah.
Any other questions? Seeing none and hearing none, is there anybody in the room or online who wishes to speak in favor of this application? Seeing none and hearing none, is there anyone in the room or online who wishes to speak in opposition to this application? Seeing none and hearing none, thank you very much. You said number 2 is in the room. Okay. The application of 1600 Melville Avenue, map 46, parcel 157, petition of Jessica Miller and Jeffrey Bickel for a variance of the zoning regulation section 5.2.4.3 to reduce the side setback for an accessory structure from 10 feet, proposing 5 feet. Permission to construct a shed. Premises is R3 zone. Take it away.
Jessica Miller, from Melville,
Jeff Bickle from 1600 Bell.
So we are here to petition to build a shed at the back corner of our lot. We have a non-conforming lot, so that is our hardship. And we're just looking to reduce the setback from 10 feet to 5 feet.
Okay, questions from the board? Go ahead, Jane.
Why can't you just pull it in so it conforms?
So it conforms with the back. On the side, we're just looking to have it so it's not like centered. Our lot size is less than half of what it's zoned for. And then, so I think we're in R3 and R2 actually has more square footage of land than we do. And there is an exemption per code that you can have a structure as long as it's not over 15 feet. Up to, I think, 4 feet within the property line. So we kind of actually fit within that square footage of that zoning, because we are non-conforming for ours. So I think our zoning is like 20,000 square feet and we're under 10.
How tall is what's the height of the shed?
There's an elevation in there.
9 feet.
It's like-
And we also have signatures from our neighbors. Our neighbors who are directly adjacent to us are completely fine with it. And then we also have so the 2 adjacent neighbors and the one across the street as well.
Hand those up to Jody if you would, please. Any other questions? Seeing none and hearing none, is there anybody in the room or online who wishes to speak in favor of this application? Seeing none and hearing none, anybody in the room or online who wishes to speak in opposition to this application? Seeing none and hearing none, thank you very much. Number 3, if there's anybody here for business on that, it has been continued. Just say that before the meeting, sorry. We're gonna move on to number 4, 68 Figler Avenue, map 126, parcel 367. Petition of Bertolon Paul for a variance in zoning regulation, section 5.2.4, to reduce the street line setback from 30 feet, currently 21.1 feet, proposing 23.7 feet. Permission to construct a new second floor addition over the existing footprint. Premises is a zone.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
My name is Bertrand Paul. And I live on 784 Oakville Road. We are seeking to construct a second floor over an existing first floor porch. Our hardship is that we have a pre-existing non-conforming lot. Then is in good shape, a location of existing structure. I'm located in a residential A zone that requires a lot to 75 feet. And my lot is only 70 feet wide. Required front street line setback is 30 feet. My house is only currently 21 feet. Dwelling and 19.2 feet to the steps from the street. I'm proposing a 23.7 house and making the open porch compliance to the street.
Any questions? Seeing none and hearing none, are there anybody in the room or online who wishes to speak in favor of this application? Anyone in the room or online who wishes to speak in opposition to this application? Seeing none and hearing none, thank you very much.
His petition's online for that, just so you know also.
Yeah, we see them all attached. Thank you. And we are on to number 5, petition of 183 Pepperidge Circle, map 125, parcel 243. Petition of Miguel Goncalves for a variance of the zoning regulation, section 5.2.4, to reduce the street line sum of 2 sideline setbacks from 30 feet and 25 feet, currently 29.3 feet and 20.6 feet, proposing 29.3 feet and 20.6 feet. Permission to construct a second floor addition, premises is A zone.
Hi, good afternoon. My name is Eloisa Charles. My husband is Miguel Gonzalez. I'm in Curious, Bilbao. So we just purchased the house at 183 Pepperidge Circle.
Say the address, I completely
Just a.
correct. You did, okay.
183
Yeah, I
Pepperidge
just-
Circle.
My brain
Sorry.
went kablooey.
So it's a pre-existing non-conforming structure due to the setbacks on the sides and the street line, and we're proposing to build a second floor. It's a split level home, so 900 square feet with in-suite with a room, bedroom and a bathroom. And an office upstairs. Walk-in closets, so in complete in-suite. And we don't have the side setbacks in the front of this room. Yeah, we do have this interest. We couldn't get the house across the street. The neighbor said that they haven't seen the person in over 30 years. And the one right back to it, like Robin Lane, we tried a couple times and we couldn't get either, but we got somebody else in the street too. So,
Hand those into Jody.
thank you.
Absolutely. Any questions from the board? Don't disappear yet. Gotta make sure nobody has any questions. No questions, seeing none and hearing none. Is there anybody in the room or online who wishes to speak in favor of this application? Anyone who wishes to speak in opposition to this application online or in the room? That was not for you. Seeing none and hearing none, thank you very much. Just turn your petitions in if you would. Petition number 6 has been withdrawn. We are on to petition number 7. 235 Fairland Drive, map 76, parcel 139, petition of Maria and J. Sebastian Rodas for a variance of the zoning regulation section 5.2.4.3 to legitimize a shed, covered patio, and garage expansion from 10 feet, currently 7.3 feet, proposing 7.3 feet, and to increase lot coverage from 15%, currently 18.2%, proposing 22%. Permission to legitimize an existing shed, covered patio, and detached garage. Premises is R3 zone.
Good afternoon, my name is Maria Rodas. My house is 235 Fairland Drive, Parkview. And my son is gonna.
Hi, my name is Juan Rodas. My address is 235 Fairland Drive.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, my name is Jeffrey Chacon, my address is 3038 42nd Street, Astoria, New York. So I'll be speaking on behalf of my mother. So basically we rebuilt our existing shed and added a covered area for screening. Our hardship is that the property lot coverage is already non-conforming. As you can see with the 1986 survey compared to the current 2024 survey, variance was granted in 1986 for a side setback reduction to the house for an addition. At the time, the detached garage was only a 2-bay, according to town records. Since then, and before I purchased the property, the garage was expanded to a 3-bay, and the rear deck landing and stairs were made bigger than what was on the survey for the 1986. All to ask about a permit, we were advised that a building permit for structures under 200 square feet didn't require a permit, and thus we replaced the shed and added an overhang. It was not our intention to deceive any of the town's agencies and are in the process of obtaining a permit with the conservation department as well.
Jane, go ahead.
I can't scale off of here, but the area, the coverage of the pool shed plus the overhang is what now?
Is right now is you know that pavers that we is
Looking at the pool shed is 9.5 times 16.5, that's what you're applying for, plus the overhang.
Yeah.
So, math. Pool shed itself is almost 60 square feet. This overhang is twice as big as that. So we're way over 200 square feet.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you knew that you needed a permit for anything over 200 square feet.
Yeah. Yeah.
Building permit.
Yeah.
Or built something.
Yeah.
Any other questions?
How big is the overhang?
It's like
Is that separated out
on this, I'm just looking at the plan here.
Is that the trellis overhang?
It's this, so it's at least outside of the pool shed, it appears to be about 10 by 30 feet, this square.
That's what I'm trying to, is that this trellis there?
That's the overhang, so that's structure.
Okay, yeah, no, I just wanted to make sure I was looking at the right thing, that's okay. Okay, are there any other questions from the board? Seeing none and hearing none, is there anyone in the room or online who wishes to speak in favor of this application? Is there anyone in the room or online who wishes to speak in opposition to this application? I'll just note that in the application, there are the signatures of the surrounding neighbors. That all seem to be in favor. And that'll be that. Thank you very much. That brings us to number 8. 1540 Fairfield Woods Road, map 74, parcel 302. Petition of Kevin Neely for a variance of the zoning regulation section 5.2.4 to reduce the street, side, and rear line setbacks from 40 feet, 15 feet, and 30 feet, currently 39.6 feet, 41.4 feet, and 28.1 feet, proposing 33.6 feet, 5.2 feet, and 10.4 feet. And section 5.2.5 to increase the total lot coverage from 15%, currently 10.2%, proposing 17.2%. Permission to construct a 2-story addition. Premise is R3 zone.
Good afternoon. My name is Kevin Neely. This is my wife Sarah, and we live at 1540 Fairfield Woods Road. We're here to apply for a variance to reduce the setbacks based on our legal non-conforming lot. We'd like to build an addition consisting of an extension of our current first floor dining room and kitchen, as well as a 2-car garage with a second floor primary bedroom, bathroom, as well as a guest bed and bath. Our hardship is a legal non-conforming lot in both size and shape. Being well under the 20,000 square foot minimum, we're unable to build without entering the setbacks. Also, the irregular shape of our lot hinders us from building outside of the setbacks.
Any questions from the board? Go ahead, Jane.
Hi. I'm an architect, so I see a lot more possibilities here than maybe you explored. For
Okay.
example, why didn't the addition plan to be on the other side of the house where you have more room?
The driveway is on the left side.
Build the driveway.
There is a, in the upper right corner in this, there's a massive rock. It is, I believe, what our house is built on top of. As well as trying to get through that, I don't think is, very possible, and or it's just geographically provide a much bigger hindrance.
And consider putting a second floor on?
We did, and then the garage, I think, was what kept us looking toward this design as opposed to a second story.
It's not just the garage, it's a dining room addition and.
Yes,
the garage, so it's pushing it further into the setback.
Yeah, I guess we could have gone that way. It still would have brought us into the setbacks. Just like you said, a little less, but
Okay.
Any other questions from the board? Seeing none and hearing none, is there anyone in the room or online who wishes to speak in favor of this application? And we'll note for the record again that the signatures were submitted with the application. Anyone online or in the room wish to speak in opposition to this application? Seeing none and hearing none, thank you very much. Everybody need 2 minutes? Okay, we're gonna go right into our deliberative session. I will remind everybody in the room, this is not a time for anyone in this room to speak other than the people at the table. This is our time to discuss your applications, and that's it. Okay. Alright, number one, 309 Roland Road, map 182, parcel 22, petition of Nicholas and Amanda Morgan for a variance of zoning regulation section 5.2.4.3 to reduce the side setbacks for an accessory structure greater than 15 feet in height from 10 feet, currently 4.3 feet, proposing 4.3 feet, and a section 5.2.5 to increase the total lot coverage from 20%, currently 19.1%, proposing 20.4%. Permission to reconstruct an existing garage with stairs and a finished second floor. Premises is A zone. Need a motion to approve?
So moved.
Please, Faith seconds. Discussion, please.
I have no problem with this. Pointing out this cannot be considered to be an ADU, so as
Agreed.
long as it's clear.
Any other discussion?
They established a hardship.
Perfect. And we're just gonna go right down the line. Elise, you're gonna go first.
Yeah, yes, for me.
Faith?
Yes.
Joe? Yes. Jane, I know my brain is just off, and I'm a yes, thank you very much. I couldn't tell if I had to like paper or it's terrible. Number two, 1600 Melville Avenue, map 46, parcel 157. Petition of Jessica Miller and Jeffrey Bickel for a variance of zoning regulation section 5.2.4.3 to reduce the side setback for an accessory structure from 10 feet, proposing 5 feet. Permission to construct a shed. Premises is R3 zone. I need a motion to approve. Jane moves. I need a second. Second. Seconds. I need discussion, please.
Shed can be taken down at any time, so.
Yep.
It's a temporary structure.
It's a temporary structure. It's not a big deal. Very simple. Elise?
Yes.
Faith?
Yes.
Joe?
Yes.
Jane?
Yes.
And I'm a yes. Thank you very much. Number three was continued. Number four, 68 Figler Avenue, map 126, parcel 367, petition of Bertalan Paul for a variance of zoning regulations, section 5.2.4 to reduce the street line setbacks from 30 feet, currently 21.1 feet, proposing 23.7 feet. Per permission to construct a new second floor addition over the existing footprint. This is A zone. Need a motion to approve.
So moved.
Elise moves. I need a second.
Jane seconds.
Jane seconds. Discussion, please.
Drove past and what's being proposed would fit nicely into the streetscape.
Agreed. It's also ameliorating setback, so that's always a good thing. A little bit further back, 21 to 23. Anything else? Elise, yes. Go ahead. Jane,
Yes.
Faith, Joe,
Yes.
Jane,
Yes.
and I'm a yes. Thank you very much. And off to number five. 183 Peppered Circle, map 125, parcel 243. Petition of Miguel Goncalves for a variance in zoning regulation section 5.2.4 to reduce the street line setback and some of two sideline setbacks from 30 feet and 25 feet. Currently 29.3 feet and 20.6 feet, proposing 29.3 feet and 20.6 feet. To permission to construct a second floor addition. Premises is A zone. We'll leave out the fact that he looks like he did this without his wife's permission. I need a motion to approve.
So moved.
Elise, and the
Jane
second,
seconds.
Jane seconds. Discussion, please.
I drove past and did there, and to me, it's appropriate.
It's gonna look nice. It'll be a good addition to the neighborhood. Any other comment? Elise,
Yes.
Faith,
Yes.
Joe,
Yes.
Jane,
Yes.
and I'm a yes. Thank you very much. Number 6 was withdrawn. Number 7, 235 Fairland Drive, map 76, parcel 139. Petition of Maria J. and Sebastian Rodas for a variance of zoning regulations, section 5.2.4.3 to legitimize a shed, covered patio and garage expansion from 10 feet, currently 7.3 feet, proposing 7.3 feet, and to increase the lot coverage from 15 feet, currently 18.2 feet, proposing 22%. 18.2%, proposing 22%, permission to legitimize an existing shed, covered patio and detached garage. Premises is R3 zone. I need a motion to approve.
So moved.
Elise moves. I need a second.
Jane seconds.
Jane seconds. Go ahead, Jane.
So, looking at their hardship, and they're claiming that they called the building department and they got the information that if it was under 200 square feet, it would need a permit. But then they went and built something that was over 200 square feet without a permit and without checking the zoning. So I don't have a lot of sympathy deliberately moving forward with something that is too big ahead of time.
I agree. I wanna confirm something about that. They bought the property. 1986 survey was there and they bought it in that condition.
No, they bought it after, 1986, there's a variance for an addition to the side of the house, and the existing
Okay.
garage was a two-bay garage. Since then, and before they bought the house, additional work had been done without permits, expansion of an existing deck, pergola, and they converted the existing two-bay garage into a 3.5-bay garage.
This was done prior to the current applicant purchasing, so they didn't do the work themselves. They bought it in this condition.
Correct. The work that they did was the deck, or excuse me, was the pool shed,
Pool
and
shed.
the overhang over the cooking area.
Okay.
And it very well may have been misconstrued in regard to separate, do I need a permit for a shed? And if I wanna cover something, could have been identified as two separate. I didn't take the phone call, so I don't know.
Okay.
Don't people normally call the building department and the building department says,
They would tell them no, and in some cases, it may not have, the shed may not have been brought up. They may have originally thought of doing a pergola, which wouldn't count and wouldn't even be a structure. And in place covered it. I don't know, but either way, with the coverage being over, regardless as to what the reason is, those are some of the factors that increase the coverage.
I just wanted to establish that they didn't do all of the stuff that put them in a jackpot.
Years ago.
Okay, any further discussion? I mean, I don't necessarily have a problem with the way it
are
looks.
you saying that the pergola does not count as coverage?
Pergola does not, because typically it's an open roof pergola.
Right.
I'm not sure if this is or is not, but it could have been identified or it could have been explained that they were potentially gonna do that at first to match the existing pergola that's on the roof, on the house itself. But when the survey came in, the number was over and that's what we went by.
So I would say that I don't think anything on there looks either overbuilt or, I'm not gonna say, I mean, gaudy's a bad word, but I don't think it's a hulking structure. I don't think it's a big deal. Any other comment?
I'm just looking at the way the it's written, it refers to a covered patio.
I think that's because that's the existing condition of it.
That's how they have it shown on the survey, so I wrote it down that way. And just for safe, proper bookkeeping, so to speak, to make sure that regardless, I said the garage, I didn't say the enlarged deck, I didn't say the other pergola, I didn't say the patio itself that's not covered, I just said the portion of the area that they did. And then I mentioned the garage because it was basically 2 times bigger than the original permit that was done back in '86.
Elise,
I have no objection, so I'm a yes.
Faith,
Yes.
Joe? Yes. Jane?
I'm gonna say no.
I'm gonna say yes. And number 8, 1540 Fairfield Woods Road, map 74, parcel 302, petition of Kevin Neely for a variance of the zoning regulation section 5.2.4 to reduce the street side and rear line setbacks from 40 feet, 15 feet, and 30 feet, currently 39.6 feet, 41.4 feet, and 28.1 feet, proposing 33.6 feet, 5.2 feet, and 10.4 feet, and section 5.2.5 to increase the total lot coverage from 15%, currently 10.2%, proposing 17.2%, permission to construct a 2-story addition. Premises is R3 zone. I need a motion to approve.
So moved.
Elise moves,
Jane,
Jane seconds, and discussion, please.
there are a lot other ways to get what you need without pushing that far to the setback.
And I mean, from the looks of the plans, from the looks of the property, I drove by it, I know the property a little bit. I get what he's saying about the ledge and some of the things, and I don't think it's an overbuilt structure for the area. I don't think that it's, I don't think it's gonna create any any big eye draw. I mean, they're in the middle of a forest on that lot. So I think it's gonna be a nice house. I think it's gonna add to the area. I certainly in no way think it's gonna be a detraction or overbuilt relative to the surrounding streetscape. Any other comment?
Just that
Yep.
the neighbor that's most affected by it is not a house, it's a commercial building.
It's a commercial building,
So
which
that's
is
in their favor.
definitely in their favor. Any other comment? Elise,
Yes.
Faith,
Yes.
Joe,
Yes.
Jane?
Yes.
Yes, and I'm a yes. Thank you very much. All have a wonderful evening.
Mr. Chair, before we adjourn, just as I'm sure we're all in agreement on this, but the old maxim that it's better to ask for forgiveness than to ask for permission when permission might be a problem really doesn't apply here, and I don't want anybody to think that moving forward, that people should come with a
Don't confuse our kindness for weakness. We get it.
basically, that you shouldn't come with a situation that was built without permission and ask for forgiveness. It's not a good precedent. Here was not necessarily, in the one case tonight, was not necessarily overriding. There could be other situations. We've had people measure things wrong. There've been good excuses, but it's just not, don't get the idea that it's better to come and ask for forgiveness after without asking for permission.
Agreed.
Many times it's because the builder went ahead and did something.
Or a previous builder.
Yeah.
So I would like to have penalties for contractors and developers.
Yeah, you and a lot of people. That's, good luck. All right, we're adjourned.
Right, thank you guys.